I'm back this week on Why People Love Shelton Part 2. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Stacy Olson with the Valentini team at William Ravis Real Estate. And on my channel, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about living on the Connecticut coast. So I'm back this week talking about Shelton again. Last week, I talked about the White Hills and the downtown area. And this week, I'm going to focus more on Huntington and the area they call Bridgeport Ave, which is more businesses and corporate parks. But let's get started first on Huntington. Similar to the White Hills, Huntington is an area of Shelton where you're typically going to get a little bit more privacy and a little bit more property. There is a historic green there that really has beautiful old homes and churches that surround it. People that live in Huntington use Huntington as their address. They don't use Shelton. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that my Connecticut accent is coming through. Huntington, and I've been saying Huntington. We tend to kind of gloss over that extra T here. One highlight is the Shelton Lakes Recreation Area. This is a beautiful, long walking path that goes from downtown Shelton all the way to Huntington Center. This rec path curves around many wooded hills, crosses over different hiking trails so you can actually make loops along the path, and it goes by 3 reservoirs. So it's really long, but it's really beautiful. It's very secluded, and it's just a nice walk if you want to get out and enjoy the area. One thing I do want to mention is that only like a third of it is actually paved. Most of it is actually crushed stone. So, something like that doesn't make you comfortable, then I wouldn't recommend you using this path. And there are some hills. It's not like super steep, but there are hills. So just want people to be aware of that. But it is beautiful. And if you like hiking and walking, I would recommend that you check this out. One thing I do want to mention is just outside of Huntington, it's actually along the rec path is the Shelton Dog Park. They have a special park just so people can bring their dogs, which I love. I think that's such a great idea because people struggle. Not everybody has a huge yard where they can let their dog run around, but you can bring them down there and they'll have a blast. There are 2 fenced-in wooded areas available for small and large dogs. So you can bring any kind of dog you have down there and there's going to be a spot for you to enjoy. The place is huge and there's plenty of parking. I think if you have a dog, you definitely need to go down there and check it out. And as I mentioned earlier, Huntington has a green and it's really, really nice. It's very quaint and New Englandy. It's surrounded by a bunch of old homes and churches. There's a gazebo and picnic tables that are available. And in the summer, they host a concert series there. So you can come down with your food and hang out and listen to the music on a nice summer evening. Who wouldn't want to do that? One benefit of living in Huntington is they actually have a small village near the green. So they have a small grocery store, a bakery, there's restaurants, there's like a gas station right there. So, you don't need to go very far to get your essentials, which is nice. And that's a benefit of living there. One restaurant I would recommend in Huntington is called Wellington's. It's been there for a long time. It has a great reputation and the food will not disappoint. So check it out when you're in town. So now I'm going to shift gears from talking about Huntington to talking about the Bridgeport Ave area of Shelton. Bridgeport Ave is the hustle and bustle of Shelton. Let me tell you, in the last 15 years, this area has grown tremendously. There are corporate parks there. There's like businesses all up and down Bridgeport Ave. It's really amazing the transformation that has occurred there. What makes Shelton so attractive to corporations is that it's not as expensive as Lower Fairfield County. So a lot of companies are moving up here to save money. And that's actually better for their workers because a lot of times people are living up here and commuting down south. But now, if they're located in Shelton, people don't have to drive as far. But even if they did, they still have easy access to Route 8, which gets you to both the Merritt Parkway and 95. So it is a great central location. Bridgeport Ave has pretty much anything you would need if you're going out to grab groceries, if you need to go to a big box store. They have Big Y, ShopRite, and Stop and Shop on Bridgeport Ave. Then they have Walmart, Staples. They have dentist's office, doctor's offices, tons of restaurants, fast food. I mean, you name it and they have it. And honestly, like, people love it there because they don't have to go anywhere. They're just right in town and they can get everything they need. Speaking of restaurants, I can't believe how many restaurants have popped up in Shelton in the last 10 years. There are so many, but some of the ones I'll mention are Red Lotus, Spotted Horse Tavern, Little Barn. Il Palio has been there forever and is always highly rated. Taco Company, the Plaza Diner is great there. They have a marketplace. I mean, there are so many restaurants in this area now, it's hard to keep track of how many there are. One must-see in this area is the Wells Hollow Creamery. It's actually located on a farm that's been in Shelton for 5 generations. I know, that's a really long time. And honestly, it's got the cutest atmosphere ever. Like, you order your ice cream and then they have all these little picnic tables and the barn is right there. So you can see all of the farm animals. It's like, I love going there. It's just such a nice atmosphere. And if you're in town, it's definitely a must-see. Still not sure if Shelton's right for you? What about some of the other areas around here? Maybe you would like Devon. This video gives you all the highlights of why Devon's a great place to live.